folks, and welcome to Movie Madness with Maka B. And first of all, I just want to say I hope everybody had a fantastic Christmas and goes on to have a very happy New Year if you're watching this before it happens. Because let's face it, 2020 has been a bust. 2021 has the chance to be our year. So I'm back on the channel today with just a quick little review of a new movie that's just come out on Netflix known as We Can Be Heroes. Now, anyone that's seen my channel will know most of the stuff I do is 10-second reviews. But this one I felt I needed a little longer than 10 seconds to talk about. Because I quite enjoyed this film, I'm going to be honest. I'd have to say, just first of all, as a main point, it was definitely a fun little family film. A lot of really enjoyable aspects, and I've got to admit a little bit of childhood nostalgia watching this one, mainly because of the whole involvement of Shark Boy and Lava Girl. Because I remember watching that film when it first came out, what, like 15, 16 years? No, can't have been that long, has it? Makes me feel old when I think about how long it's been since that film came out. Yeah, this was a very enjoyable movie, and I'm not going to say it was a sequel, but probably more of a tie-in, just with the involvement of them characters. And it is definitely a movie I would recommend. And just a disclaimer, this video may contain spoilers. If you haven't seen the film yet, pause the video or just stop the video altogether, your choice. I'll hold it against you. Go over to Netflix and check it out. Because this film, it has a couple of different levels to it. So the first main level is being a general family film. So there are a lot of, in terms of what's good for the kids, there were a lot of good colours. It was, very bright. It was very entertaining. A lot of good laughs, little silly things that happen that most kids would giggle at. But it was definitely also entertaining for the adults to watch. It had a little something for everyone, I think is a good way to phrase it. Some of the positives. Let's look at some of the positives for this film. So one of the main things that I really enjoyed was the young lass that's playing Guppy, which is the daughter of Shark Boy and Lava Girl. I think we may well have a contender here that could take over not the record, but the history of cutest kid in cinema, which for a lot of people, horror fans at least, would probably say is Alex Vincent from the Chucky films. Because when he played Andy Barclay, he was cute. He was a little clumsy. He was cute. But I've got to admit, in this one, I think this little lass, she definitely takes the new title for cutest kid in a movie. And when you watch this, you'll see that she somehow manages to perfectly embody cute with fierce in the role of Guppy. A little misleading. Like you can see why she was cast, because it was a friendly role. She stumbles through her lines a little bit, but when you're working with child actors, you can't expect to get the most concise and clear speech. But it added to the role. It made it even sweeter. Second positive, I would say, for this movie is bringing back the original Lava Girl. That I'm very happy about. One negative that I would put with that is that I kind of wish Taylor Lautner, or Lautner, I don't know how that name's actually pronounced, was the one playing Shark Boy. I wish he'd returned, just again for the childhood nostalgia of it. But there wasn't much involvement in this movie with the adults. Like, you got a little bit towards the start and then they were scattered. But for the most part, it was definitely about the children of these superheroes. So the fact Taylor Lautner wasn't in it doesn't really take away from anything. But just for the fans and the nostalgia, would have been nice to have had him. However, this, as I said, there was two ways to look at this. The first one being just a fun little family film, but the second one is, it's a very, I'd say it's a kind of empowering movie for children. because it probably not directed in, most kids probably wouldn't get the lesson, but it kind of teaches children how to work together. Because, and as I said, this is spoilers, so if you don't want to know what the movie is mainly about, turn off now. But after all the adults get captured, or all the adult superheroes, pardon, the children then have to learn to work together. We find out that the aliens that kidnapped the adults were actually doing it because the adults were being selfish. They were only looking out for themselves, and they weren't looking out for the good of mankind and everybody else, is at least what I took from this movie. And the children, they kind of have that same selfish sort of attitude at the start, but then they learn to start working together as a team, and they realize that they can accomplish more working together with and working with each other's individual strengths as a collective than by trying to be selfish and work separately and try and one-up each other. I think that's definitely an important lesson for kids to learn these days, because, I don't know, it might just be me that thinks this, but it just, between technology and the way certain parenting techniques of these days are, and the lack of disciplining children is, a lot of selfish young children raising into adults are being brought into the world. And I think every one of these kids should see this movie, because it might teach them a thing or two about decency and being friendly and working as a team, and also how to make friends. Because the main protagonist, the main little young girl protagonist, not the one from Shark Boy and Lava Girl's daughter, but the other one, she feels a bit lonely. She doesn't want to get to know anybody at the start, and by the time it gets to the end, she's running it. She's running everything. And it was kind of it was a great film. I'm getting a little off track with my own review on this one, but to conclude my own review, I recommend this movie definitely. It was fun. As a family, I'd recommend watching it. And if you have children that need to learn to share and need to learn to get along, plonk them down and make them watch this one. As you can tell, I don't plan these things. It's just I had a few minutes to spare while I'm at work on Christmas Day. Even though technically it's now 5:30 in the morning on Boxing Day. But yeah, I just wanted to share a few thoughts. Sorry about how jumbled this is, but I'm getting there. I'm working on it. I'm trying to get better at these things. I wanted to be able to put out a review for something enjoyable that lasted a little longer than 10 seconds, if that's what you're into. But hey diddly ho, that was just a few of my thoughts, as jumbled as they were, regarding the new Shot Boy Lava Girl sequel / tie-in / new family film that Netflix has released. So yeah, that's that. I'm very tired. God. Well, hopefully the next time I do something like this, it'll be a little better planned and a little more cohesive. But hey ho. So that's everything I had for you in this one, folks. So for the rest of this day, and whenever the heck you're watching this, day, night, evening, or just up for a midnight snack feeding the baby, I don't know. Stay safe and have a good one. And I'll see you soon. See you in the next one. Maka be out.